Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Harmon Geist Ball Bowl alongside the Coach Rich Salonis. Coach, it is week number 4 already.
Get away from me already with that. I cannot believe we're in the 4th week of the season. It happens every year. Just flies by.
It goes fast. Cougars coming in at 1-2, big victory last week. And let's jump right into it, Coach. Last week, what a week it was. Hazleton, 242 yards on the ground, 2 pick sixes, their first win of the season. It was the X-Man show. He had a magnificent game, 257 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns, Coach. You can't draw it up any nicer than that.
No, it started off slow. West Granton got the ball, a couple of nice drives, and then all of a sudden, as you said, X marks the spot. Next thing you know, 19-0 at halftime, and the Cougars never looked back as they shut out their first opponent, giving Coach Sacco his first win. Berwick, hey, what can you say about them this year? They're turning it around. They pulled away from Lackawanna Trail, a very good single-A team. They earned a 33-12 victory. They played that game at Crispin. Berwick's defense held the vaunted wing T attack of Lackawanna Trail to 231 yards. They, in turn, churned out about 365 or 66, depending on who you look at, on their own. Tight game at the half, 14-6 in favor of Berwick, and then they pulled away in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, a big 33-12 win over a very tough Lackawanna Trail team. Tonight's opponent, the Bulldogs of Berwick. Let's talk a little bit about the series. Coach, it goes back to 1992. Berwick, 14-6.
They won that first meeting. You mentioned it last week, twice, about what a big rivalry this is.
You know, back in the 80s, I mean, like we were just talking down in the field to one of Berwick's announcers, and, you know, he was saying, you know, they'd open the gates, everybody would run into the stadium. I remember there watching games when Ron Paulus was playing. You had to stand against the fence in the end zone. I mean, and you had to fight to get your way in the spot there. It was absolutely crazy. The 31st meeting tonight, Berwick leads the series 22-8, but Hazleton has won 4 of the last 5 games.
Right, Berwick's last win coincidentally came at Crispin Field all the way back in 2019 when they walloped the Cougars 40-7. That'll take us into last season's contest, which was Friday the 13th, Mr. Bo. We were texting back and forth as that game was on the radio. We weren't at that. It was at Crispin Field. So what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a close game, nip and tuck, and, you know, Austin Wilson rushed for 112 yards, 3 touchdowns as they broke open a 7-7 game to outscore the Dogs 20-3 in the second half for a 27-10 win, and that was much closer than the score, as we said.
It was a couple of big plays.
You know, Berwick had a couple really good shots, Coach, to even go ahead in that game. They were ahead 7-0, but I remember the one drive penalties. They were down to 20, and they went back to their own 40. You know, so tonight's game, Berwick comes in with a record of 3 wins and no loss. C.J. Curry in his second season, 7-7 last year. They beat Lake Lehman 24-7. They beat Mid Valley 42-0, a shutout. And then last week, as we talked about, Lackawanna Trail 33-12 to put the Bulldogs at 3-0. They can match match last season's winning total with a win tonight. That's unbelievable, Coach.
Yeah, it was a day when Berwick didn't lose 4 games in a decade. But CJ is rebuilding the program. He welcomes back a handful of kids that have played together. And they're off to their best start since that 2019 season, when they started that season at 5-0. Offensively, they're going to give you a multiple look, and they're ground Chuck, man. They bring back Chuck Knox days with the Bills and the Seahawks and everywhere else he coached, but they have a big offensive line. They average 264 pounds a man up front, and they are also a seasoned offensive line. They played together for quite a while. They're averaging 332 yards on the ground per game, and they've thrown sparingly, and that's the big key now. It's been sparingly basically because they haven't had to throw, so we'll keep an eye on that tonight. They've got 3 runners, Ty Wilkerson, Connor Roberts, and Gavin Galusha in the backfield, but the real card is the freshman quarterback, Paul.
Yeah, Brady Cleaver, like I said, last year played for the middle school team, and they won the championship in the middle school. And, the kid has a big arm, 4.5 speed, rushed for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns so far this year. The first freshman to start in the modern era at 5'10", 170 pounds. He looks a little bigger on the field, Coach. He's a big kid.
Yeah, and they've had tremendous quarterbacks at Berwick, but this is the first true freshman to start for them in a while. Defensively, you're going to see a 50, you're going to see a 40. They've been very stingy this year. They're giving up just under a touchdown a game at 6.3. Very stingy on the ground, giving up 168 yards on the ground. 168 yards total, 140 of that on the ground, only 28 yards passing. So, again, same deal defensively. Be listening for Everett, Leonard, and Gordner tonight, as those are the big 3 that head that defensive line for Berwick.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention.
So, Paul, projected starting lineups for tonight. We'll do the projected Berwick starting lineup.
Yeah, quarterback Brady Cleaver, a freshman as we talked about. Running backs, Tymir Wilkerson, Gavin Galusha, Connor Roberts will anchor the backfield, and at wideout, Alex Estrella, Shiloh Escobar, tight end, a Berwick named Decker. We've seen that. It has to be one of the Deckers that played there all the time. Tight end, and also at fullback, big Everett Snyder, 5'11", 220. That's a big blocking back.
And also another Berwick tradition, the fullback wears number 99. Up front, left to right, will go J.J. Leonard, Drayvon Geiger, Nico Lenzinski at center, Matt Gordner, the right guard, and Mike Perry, the right tackle. And they are 265, 270, 260, 275, 225. No lack for height with your Dogs.
And for the Cougars, getting their first win on the season last week, 1-2 record now for Coach Scott Sacco in his first season. Last year, a 5-6 record for the Cougars. This year, they started off against Nazareth, losing 46-7. Williamsport, they lost 28-7, and a big win to get right against West Scranton last week, 40-0.
Yeah, and they really played their best game of the season last week against West Scranton. And one thing we noted and mentioned, a turnover-free game and rushed the football with great success as well. Their offense is multiple, averaging 18 points per game. Scored 54 points on the year. Again, 40 of those last week. They're pretty balanced, but Xavier Heck has sort of separated himself as this team's bell cow. He leads the team in rushing 412 yards on 45 carries with 3 TDs. He also does a nice job out of the backfield catching swing passes from Mr. Corrado. We're going to take a break.
We're going to read the defense, then we're going to take a break and watch the ceremony on the field here.
All right, multiple 4-4. Sometimes they'll give you a 3-man line. They're giving up just under 25 points a game, giving up about 353 yards a game. Big thing is going to be the rushing tonight for Berwick. That's where they've been hurt a little bit, and maybe expect the Dogs to test them through the air.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to turn it down to the field as the choir out here is singing God Bless America and a nice ceremony going on. So we'll be back in a couple minutes to finish up our pregame. Thanks for watching Hazleton Area Football on the Hazleton Area YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now direct your attention skyward as three skydivers from above the Poconos skydiving team will leave the plane and begin their descent into Harmongeist. They will be delivering this evening's game ball and the commemorative coin for the game opening and the American flag that will fly at half-staff for tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Hazleton City Fire Department bell will be rung in the traditional 555 firefighters' last call in memory of the 9/11 first responders.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Harmongeist Stadium. What we're going to do now is we're going to ring the bell 555. Regardless, years ago they used to use the bell when they responded to a call, and it used to be rung when they got back to the station after the call was over. Tonight we're going to ring it as if the 343 firefighters answered their last call. And in reference to these candles, the late Chief Bobby Ward and I have been working for 24 years to get 343 people, whether to carry flags or candles. Lauren did a fabulous job. Let's give Lauren a hand of applause. Great job. This is what I'd like you to do now is to stand if you can and remove your caps. And we're going to go and ring the bell in reference to those 343 firefighters. Prepare for our veterans, firefighters, first responders, and police. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, has blessed us with brave men and women who are willing to defend our freedom. May your protection and grace surround them each day. Let your healing hand be upon those who suffer wounds and injuries. May those who have made the ultimate sacrifice rest forever in your holy presence. Comfort the families who mourn and are left to remember the precious lives of their loved ones. Help us to honor and support them. Let us ever be mindful of each sacrifice made on behalf of the American people by our sons, daughters, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, and friends. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you that you please rise for the presentation of our colors. The American flag is carried by Camilla Santana. Our state flag is being carried by Alexa McLean, and the guards are Kyle Hastings and Christian Valdez. Please remain standing, ladies and gentlemen. We ask you to remove your caps as the Hazleton Area Chorus sings our Hazleton Area alma mater, and then to honor America, Hazleton Area student Emerson Weed will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and Please watch him, I'm telling you. That's my everything right there.
All right, welcome back here to Harmon Guy Stadium. A beautiful, beautiful tribute there and remembrance. Great job, Freddie. Great job there organizing all that and getting everything set up. We had the parachutes come in, and what a beautiful thing, Coach.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, and kudos to Freddie for handling that and everybody that was involved. It was typical first class.
Well, we got about 10 minutes before the opening kickoff, and I want to thank Nico Reggie for sending some food up to the press box, Coach. When you and I were walking in, they were setting up a tailgate party out there.
It was awesome.
And I said to them, send some stuff up to the press box, and he did.
Yeah.
He sent up hot dogs and hamburgers, and I've already eaten one hamburger, and the hot dog will not be far behind. I can tell you that Chubby's eyeing up my hot dog, but he's not getting it. I'll tell you what. But first class all around. Thank you, Nico.
Yes, thank you very much.
We're going to make that a tradition. We're parking by them every home game from now on so we can get some food. What do you think, Coach?
It's all right.
All right, hey, and that brings us to our spotlight players of the game. Let's talk about them first. For the visiting Berwick Bulldogs, Coach, I'll give you the honors.
We take him? All right, we got Tymir Wilkerson. We'll be calling him Ty for most of the night. He is a senior. He'll be wearing number 5, 6'2", 205 pounds. He's a running back. He'll also play a little bit of strong safety and outside linebacker for the Dogs. He's a very big back. He'll be the most physical back probably that they see all year. In 3 games so far, he's got 64 carries for 592 yards. He's also caught 1 pass. Paul, he is looking for his 3rd consecutive 200-plus rush yard game for the season so far. He's the 2024 team MVP. Last year he rushed for 810 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12.3 average. Also caught 11 receptions for 104 yards. He's excellent in track and field. He also has the distinction of holding Berwick's single-game rushing record of 366 yards. He did that against Williamsport, breaking a record that was set all the way back in 1975.
Back when Chubby played.
He's got offers from the likes of Eastern Michigan, Mercyhurst, New Hampshire, etc.
I saw Stony Brook on there also,
Yeah,
Coach.
he is someone to watch for tonight.
For Hazleton, the anchor of the offensive line, the senior, 5'10", 250 pounds, Jake Zapataki. 2-year starting lineman for the Cougars, pressed into action an injury a couple of years ago. Remember the game he came in, had a rough game, but I'll tell you what, Jake really has turned it around, and he has become the anchor of this Cougars offensive line. And also, more importantly, excellent student. He has a 3.7 GPA, Coach.
Yeah, sky's the limit for this young man. He's done a nice job.
And the Cougars are on the field here. Nice crowd on hand.
There is.
And that'll lead us, Coach, to our keys to victory. First, for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Well, I think if you're Berwick, after you watched what you saw last week and prepared for the game, you've got to know where the X-Man is on every play, and you've got to be prepared to stop him. And if you're Berwick, you got to do what you do, and that's rushing the football. Although, as you mentioned, not me, don't be surprised if the Dogs throw the ball tonight.
Cleaver has a cannon for an arm, and don't be surprised. He's only thrown the ball 11 times in 3 games, but they've had no reason to. For Hazleton, they have to defend the Berwick rushing attack. The first series is very, very crucial. And the second key to the game is what we say every single game. Limit explosive plays. And I'm going to even tack one more on that, Coach. I'm going to say wrap up and tackle. You have to have a great game tackling. Berwick is a big, strong team, and flat out, they'll run you right over.
Yes, they will.
All right, both teams are out for the coin toss. We are going to check out the opening coin toss. We will be back. Well, first we're going to do Hazleton's starting lineup, Coach. Sorry about that. Yep, let's do the starting offense. Yep.
All right, at left tackle, you've got a freshman, 6'4", 265, George Steele. At left guard, Mitch Chickalise. At center, the aforementioned Jake Zapataki. Right guard is Scott Mooney, a 6', 242-pound junior. And at right tackle, senior Rush Schmidt. And again, this is the projected starting lineups based on what we've got. Quarterback Freddie Corrado has thrown for 309 yards so far on the year. Xavier Heck at the running back spot, 45 carries, 412 yards, 3 TDs.
Yeah, and in for Carlick, we're probably going to see a lot of Jackson Johnson, number 28 there. Usually spells Carlick, but Carlick is out indefinitely with an injury. We're wishing Ashton a quick recovery, and he's a good kid. We're hoping to see him back soon. Daniel Colon at wideout, also Jose Lopez, Logan Gennaro, and I'm missing one receiver, Coach.
You are.
My screen went off.
The screen went blank. It happens all the time, man. It's Marcus
and
West.
Marcus West, the tight end.
And Bacon, Gennaro. There could be a handful of anybody, but Lopez and Gennaro have been the two mainstays.
And the 4 captains also coming off the field here. Carlick, one of the designated captains here. As I said, he is out indefinitely with a hamstring injury. Hopefully it heals up quick. You know how long hamstrings can take. They are very sensitive. I know you can speak on it, and so can I, Coach.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the opening kickoff here from Harmon Geist. You're watching Hazel Area Football on the Hazel Area YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. Opening kickoff coming up next.
Let's go, Bulldogs!
Make a statement right off the bat.
Jackie, can you give me a drink? Get Marcus! Go, Jason! Let's go, Cougars!
Kicking off for Berwick, number 19, Caleb Yost. Back deep for the Cougars, number 5, Logan Gennaro, along with number 2.
All right, we are back here. Caleb Yost will tee it off for the Bulldogs.
I believe we've got
Gennaro
and maybe Heck. So he's diagonal from
Yep,
us. It
that
looks
is
like
Heck.
Xavier. So Caleb Yost will do all of the kicking duties for Berwick tonight.
And Yost will tee it up. It is a short end-over-end kick fielded by one of the upbacks there. Looks like Lopez. No, that's Bacon. To the outside, to 30, 35, turns it up. And across the 40, so Freddie Corrado and that Cougar offense are going to have some nice field position to start the game off, Coach.
Good way to start this game. You'll set up shop, as you said, right at the 40. Nice return. He was able to get to the outside and didn't waste any time. He was very decisive in that return off the short kick by Yost. Dogs will set up shop, and we'll see right off the bat if they're going to be in that 50 or not. And they are not. They'll be setting up in a 4-man front with Everett not at the nose but at an end position. And now they do bump them down, and they are in a 50. 9, 10 players within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Handoff, Heck bounces to the right side, and he is swarmed under by a host of Bulldogs.
Something to keep an eye on for later on down the road. They had a single safety at about 9 yards. Everybody else was within 7 yards of the football.
Gain of 1. 2nd and 9 Cougars.
One of the things I'm sure C.J. Curry and his staff have talked about is making sure where Xavier Heck is on every play. You're going to see probably a heavy dose of 50 in any run situations tonight from the Dogs.
Hazleton's going to come out here 3 wide, 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. And Corrado back to pass. Looks, throws, passes, caught. And up at the 45 and spins to the 47 is Cologne, and he's going to be a little bit short.
Yeah, nice, easy pass by Daniel Cologne to start the game. A little bit of a stop pattern. Daniel made sure he caught it first before he did anything else with it and almost broke the tackle.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 yards to go for the first down for the Cougars. Ball at the 47-yard line, just underway here from Harmon Geist Stadium. Opening drive of the game, Corrado, he's going to work this one under center. In motion is Jackson. And here's a pitch wide to Heck. Running to the right side, turns it up, first down and more. Into the secondary, 40, 35, and down to the 31-yard line.
Nice formation by Hazleton. They brought somebody across in slide motion and ended up running a power play over there to the side and got the corner and got some big yards.
First and 10, Hazleton area.
Nice job by the
from
Cougars there,
Berwick 32.
formationally out, flanking Berwick and getting the corner. And again, one of the things we talked about, Xavier hits that quickly.
That'll be first and 10 now at the 32-yard line. I formation for the Cougars as Heck dots the I. Now a little offset here. Handoff again. Heck to the left side. Bounces back to the right. And tackled by big number 56 there for the Bulldogs. That's J.J. Leonard.
Yeah, 6 foot, 265-pound senior.
Gain of 2 on the play. Second and 8 Cougars from the Berwick 30.
Xavier took, that was a power.
They're going to go 5 wide for the Cougars here now. Empty backfield, Corrado from the gun. In motion is Gennaro. Corrado barks the signals. Back to pass. Throws over the middle. Wide open is Gennaro at the 15. 10, 5. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. I had to wait a second, coaches. The ball popped free, but a 30-yard strike, and Gennaro was wide open in the middle of the field, and Corrado put it right on the numbers.
He wasn't. What they did is they cleared everybody out. They ran to the sidelines, delayed Gennaro, put him over the middle of the field, and there was nobody there, and Freddie put it on a dime, and Gennaro did the rest. And well, I'll tell you what.
That part of like Moses parting the Red Sea in the middle there, and Gennaro goes into the end zone for a big touchdown. Out of the hold of Corrado. Turson for the extra point, and that is no good. It is partially blocked. So Berwick will get a big hand on the ball. We got a timeout on the field. Hazleton 6, Berwick nothing. We'll be back to Harmon Geist. That's good now. Yeah, it's a lot better. It's just a little low. Yeah, but that's perfect now.
It sounds really good on the oh, you guys got to
I think it was tip. It looked like it was tip.
Thank you, Bob.
Johnny Terce to kick off for the Cougars.
Oh, here we go. We got some stats, too. Ready to come back? All right, we are back here to Harmon Geist. Hazleton, 5 plays, 60 yards. Corrado, 2 for 2, 36 yards. And the touchdown, 3 carries, 24 yards for Xavier Heck. And the 30-yard touchdown by Gennaro gets Hazleton on the board, 6-0.
And just what the doctor ordered for the Cougars, they picked up where they left off last week. Very well-designed pass by the Cougars, as I was saying. They spread everybody out, flared everybody out, delayed Gennaro, and right over the middle, and nobody was home.
I see Galusha back deep. I'm not sure who the other far man is. And that is fielded by number 22. That's Caleb May. And he is hemmed in at the 25-yard line, and that's where Brady Cleaver and the Berwick offense will take over. Shout out to one of our friends out in Berwick listening to the game. Larry Dell, coach, member of the Regulation Nation of Travis Norbert, is listening tonight. You're a big fan of Travis Norbert.
Yep, nice guy, good guy.
First and 10 from their own 26.
Well, something the Dogs aren't used to in this early season, and that's trailing. They are down early on.
And Berwick's going to come out, and they're going to go 4 wide to diamond formation to the bottom of your screen. And somebody moved.
Well, about 4 people moved. They shifted to a diamond to the bottom of the screen, split to the top of the screen. They were no back. They were trying to get a quick pass out.
Wilkerson. But we had a whole bunch of movement there, and that's going to cost them 5. So 11 passes in 3 games, and they come out in a passing formation, Coach.
Yep, just like you thought.
Replay first down.
Once again, shifting now the other way. I formation. Wilkerson dots the I, handoff up the middle to the big back. Into the secondary he goes. And a gain of about 8 or 9 yards, Coach, on first down. That big offensive line getting a push.
They had nobody split out wide that time. 3 tight ends in the game and just ran off tackle.
2nd down and 3. Ball up at the Berwick 34-yard line here. 8:32 to go in the opening quarter. Cougars took the opening kickoff, went 60 yards for a touchdown. Berwick with their first possession. Once again, shifting out here. 2 tight ends, Coach?
Yeah, they're unbalanced down here towards
and
the
Wilkerson to the outside, and down he goes. Jackson and a host of Cougars. No gain on the play.
They're declaring at the last minute. That's why they have everybody back in the backfield, and they're shifting to try and get an advantage. One of the advantages of running a 4-4 defense is you're basically balanced, so it shouldn't harm you a whole lot. Defense, Sam Heller did a nice job as well from his end spot on that play.
We'll call it 3rd down and 3. And there's another false start. Again, and the whole right side of the Berwick offensive line jumped. So it's going to be 3rd and 8.
A little out of sorts for the Dog offense here in their first possession.
And I'll tell you what, Coach, the crowd is getting behind Hazleton here early. And I always said they play a lot better here at home at the friendly confines here of Harmon Geist Stadium. We'll call it 3rd and 8. Ball back to the 34-yard line. 7:44 to go on this flight here. High snap, direct to Wilkerson. Around the right end he goes, and he's going to be into the secondary for a first down. And no one laid a hand on him, Coach. He simply ran out of real estate.
No, they were able to collapse the corner, and one of the things that's going to make it a very long night for Hazleton defensively is if they continue to give up that corner. You have to set the edge and make him cut back into pursuit.
And I think I've heard you say that 1,000 times about the defensive end getting sucked in and has to keep containment to the outside.
Well, if the end's outflanked, then the outside backer has to step up. But it's got to be
somebody does.
Somebody has to set the edge.
Berwick now 3 wide here. Cleaver from the gun. Handoff end around. Here comes May on the jet sweep. 1 missed tackle into the secondary, down to 40, and still on his feet. Lowers his shoulder on Gennaro, and he's out at the 36-yard line.
So there you go. You have him in a 3rd and very manageable situation, and you let Cleaver get around the end, and this prolongs the drive for the Dogs. And again, they're not going to throw the football if they don't have to.
That was May, number 22 on the carry, the senior, 5'9", 165 pounds. Berwick in Hazleton territory at the 35. 3 wides again. Wilkerson, the lone setback. Cleaver from the gun. Handoff, Wilkerson, right side, cuts back, lowers his head, and torpedoes his way down to about the 33-yard line. But another big gain, Coach, on first down.
Rick, right up the middle. Jackson and Heck were there to make that stop, but not until after almost a 7-yard gain.
We'll call it 6, 2nd and 4. Ball at the 29-yard line. In case you're just joining us, Hazleton went right down. Opening kickoff for a touchdown, 60 yards. Corrado to Gennaro. And now Berwick is driving here at the 29-yard line. 2nd down, 4 to go. Handoff Wilkerson again. Up the middle, and he'll have the first down. Excuse me, 2nd effort across the 25.
You're seeing going to get a heavy dose of power football. That veteran offensive line, Leonard, Geiger, Lemzinski, Gordner, and Perry, been together a while. They're certainly capable of moving bodies. Hazleton needs to stiffen up here and get Berwick in a little bit of a long yard situation, make him one-dimensional.
Single setback is Galusha now into the game, and he'll take the handoff, little jump stop, and vaults ahead down to about the 22-yard line. So a gain of 2 on the play.
Hayden Nensteel on the tackle. Came off the edge.
And this is patented Berwick football. Run the ball till you stop us.
Correct.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
They've done it for years. They masked it along way, way back with George Curry before anybody else really did it. He understood how you could fool with the defense schematically by formation.
May stays in at tailback, 2 receivers set. And a handoff to May again, and this one he is stopped in the backfield by, I think that's Heller, or is that West?
84, it's West.
Marcus West on the tackle.
Or no, it's 84, it's Nolan Heller.
Nolan Heller, the other Heller, excuse me.
And the thing now, the last 2 plays, Hazleton's pinched their ends. So, look for a pullout here. And at quarterback keep, this is what they did the last time on 3rd down. They got to be cognizant of Cleaver. I don't know if they've got any kind of a spy package in for somebody to keep an eye on him specifically.
3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 23-yard line. Motion for Berwick. Here's a pitch wide to Wilkerson. He has the corner, and he is going to walk into the end zone untouched. No flags on the play. And that is a 23-yard touchdown run. And Ty Wilkerson made it look easy, Coach.
He did. Again, they collapsed the same corner that they did earlier in the drive. And he waltzed in from 23 yards out. I don't think anybody touched him.
No, they didn't. And that is the second big play on 3rd and long where he just got around the end. The play before, he just ran out of real estate.
Same end.
Yost on for the extra point attempt. Snap is high, snap is down, kick is up, kick is right down the middle, and we have a timeout on the field. Berwick pulls ahead 7-6 with triple fours on the scoreboard. 4:44 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back to Harmon Geist.
Back deep for Hazleton area, number 5, Logan Gennaro.
All right, welcome back here. For Berwick, they took the ball, went 9 plays, 73 yards. Wilkerson, 6 carries, 53 yards, and the touchdown. May, 1 carry for 26 yards. The extra point was good, and Berwick pulls ahead 7-6. Hazleton's going to get their second possession of the ball game. And we're waiting for the official to blow the whistle. Coach, for Hazleton, did you do anything different this drive?
Offensively, no. No, both teams' offenses hasn't been the situation so far early on.
Yost to kick it away, kicking it to Heck. Heck fields it at the 15. Gets to the corner to the 20. Tries to get to the outside, turns the corner. Heck trying to get to the wall, but he's running out of real estate there, and he gets out too close to the 40-yard line.
Well, if I may, Paul, Logan Gennaro made that possible. He had 3 blocks, 3 of them, escorting Heck around the corner. 2 kicks, 2 great returns, and Hazleton's going to set up shop at Groundhog Day at the 41 this time. They were at the 40 the last time, I believe.
I think they're going to move it back a little bit. He might have stepped out 35. They're going to move back to the 35.
So kudos to Gennaro on that return.
Cougars start 1st and 10 from their own 35.
All right, Cougars first down from the 35. Corrado from the shotgun. In motion is the tight end West. Handoff to Heck up the middle, burrows his way for about 3 yards.
Heck on the carry.
And I'll tell you what, heck, for a smaller back, not afraid to take it between the tackles.
Absolutely not. You know, we got a chance to stand next to him. He may be short. I don't know. He doesn't weigh a lot, but he's not small. He's put together.
Yeah. 2nd and 7, Cougars.
2nd down and 7, ball at their own 38-yard line.
And Berwick now will drop into a 4-man front, expecting a pass.
In motion is Lopez. Corrado back to pass out of the backfield is Heck, and tackled immediately by number 44. He read it like a comic book, coach.
Brock Sims on the tackle, Paul.
Yep.
I'll tell you, he had Gennaro open again over the middle, but he didn't look there. They ran the same kind of concept, and Luke might still be running. Big 3rd down play here as momentum.
Yeah, this is definitely a big play.
Maybe shifting a bit.
Hazleton's going to go 5 wide, empty backfield. Cologne and Heck to the top of your screen. Bunch to the bottom. Corrado from the gun. Berwick. Back to pass is Corrado under pressure, and down he goes.
Well, when you choose to go empty like that, you've only got 5 to block. So there were some receivers open, but Freddie didn't see him.
No, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance.
So, you got to pick your poison when you do that. And Berwick came after him, which I would do as well. So, first punt of the evening for Freddie.
And Berwick only had one safety back.
Yeah.
That was it. Everybody else was within 5 yards of the line.
Well, you either defend or you pressure. And they chose to pressure.
Corrado to kick it away, and a high booming kick fielded at the 28-yard line by Galusha. And he is down at the 38-yard line. A 10-yard return. And Berwick will set up shop here for their second possession with 2 minutes and 31 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll stay here, Coach.
All right.
So how important here is it for Hazleton to get off the field here with this possession?
Well, I think the fact that you had them twice in stoppable 3rd down situations on that first drive is a big thing. So, again, keeping an eye on who can hurt you and when is a big thing tonight.
Lever leads them out, the freshman. 3 wide out for Berwick, and handoff again. Wilkerson up the middle, carrying tacklers for about 5 yards. Tackle made by number 54 for Hazleton, and that is Jameson Manning. No, excuse me, Jake Sabataki, 55 on the tackle.
Gain of 5. 2nd and 5, Bulldogs.
Fast-moving first quarter, 2 minutes left.
Yeah, a lot of running by Berwick, as we expected. That's their, I believe, 7th or 8th carry, and we haven't even seen Cleaver take off yet. Said he runs a 4.5. And there he goes there, on cue, and down he goes. They stood home. And they got to be careful in the secondary here. The referees are watching both players, one from Hazleton, one from Berwick. A lot of pushing and shoving down at the other 40.
Sam Heller did a nice job defending that keep. So here we go again. Same thing now, right? You hope it's not Groundhog Day if you're a Hazleton fan.
3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. This is the third and long for Berwick.
Dogs having some verbiage issues. They're not out of the huddle yet. They're breaking it at 15. PA announcer imploring the Cougar fans for noise.
Out here from the shotgun, Cleaver. Back to pass. Looks, throws, passes incomplete as he overshot his wide receiver, number 13. That's Alex Estrella. And it's going to be 4th down, and Berwick's going to have to punt it away.
And the Cougars were in man-to-man coverage back there. Another good play by Luke Gennaro as he was all over that. Even if he would have caught that pass, they would have been well short. So, a big stop for the Hazleton defense as they should get decent field position back as Yost is going to smack it away from right about his 25, 26-yard line.
Back deep for the Cougars, number 5. Logan Gennaro. Caleb Yost on to punt.
And there's a high kick by Yost, and Gennaro lets it roll, and it's going to take a Berwick roll inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line, where Hazleton's going to be pinned back deep with 44 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's you got to try and feel that if possible, but you don't want to turn the ball over either. So that was a tough one there.
That punt was over 50 yards, 52, I believe.
Yeah, Yost has a nice leg. The roll helped him, but it wasn't a bad punt to begin with.
So Corrado will take over here deep in their own territory. 42 seconds away, and this leads us to one of our keys to the game, Coach. Protect the ball.
Absolutely. That was your key.
It was.
You added, and it's a very good key to add. Full house backfield. Yep. Woody Hayes is smiling somewhere.
Go unbalanced now, and lone setback is Heck. And there's a pitch wide to Xavier trying to get to the corner, and does up to about the 10-yard line. But good defense on Berwick to string that out.
Yeah, they expected it. They slanted towards it as well. Again, there's the difference between setting an edge and not setting an edge. 1 yard gain, 2 yards at the most. We'll see if the Cougars let the clock run out here in the first quarter. Wind is not an issue tonight for a change.
No, not at all. The flags are basically still. Last 10 seconds to go of the quarter. And Corrado's going to go back to the pistol. And a handoff to Heck again. Slithering his way across the 10 to about the 13-yard line. And that's where the first quarter is going to end, as we are going to go 90 yards the other way. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the second quarter. 7-6 Berwick after 1 here at Harmon Geist.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's winning ticket numbers. First for the game ball, the white ticket, 653536. That's 653536. And the winning 50-50 ticket, the red ticket, 636383. Once again, 636383. If you have either of the winning ticket, you can report down to the quarterback club stand to claim your prize. Also, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to thank Sacco Chiropractic for the generous donation of 200 student tickets. The first 200 students were able to get in free. How about a big round of applause for Sacco Chiropractic? Second and 6 for the Cougars from their own 11.
All right, second down and 6. Welcome back. Shout out to the Duke, listening from Partysville.
From their own 11.
Former stat keeper here at Hazleton. They're going 4 wide. Corrado rolling to his right. Rolling, still rolling, back to the end zone now, steps up, throws, pass is caught, and he was actually lit up. Gennaro, tough as nails, and wow, what a hit there. But Gennaro, tell you what, to hold on to that one, Coach.
Yeah, he's been the air game tonight, 2 catches so far. He's not the only one that got leveled. Freddie took a nice hit right by the sideline, but he popped up big first down. Not only does it run some clock early on here, but it gets you out of being backed up against your end zone.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Gennaro caught that one in traffic, and he took a lick. Little confusion here for Hazleton now getting situated. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Lone setback is Heck. Corrado from the gun. Here's a handoff to Heck. Up the middle, he goes and he pops out for about 5 yards. Some more pushing and shoving there by both teams. I thought Heck was going to squirt through there. He almost did.
Stop there by Gavin
But a
Galusha.
good gain, Coach, on first down.
Well,
A gain of 5 on the play.
if you're an offensive lineman, you love Xavier Heck because you don't have to give him a whole lot. There wasn't much there, and he turned it into a gain of 5.
We'll call it 2nd and 5, 10:54 to go in the half. You're watching Hazleton Area Football on the Hazleton Area Football or YouTube network. They're going diamond, top of your screen, 4 wide. Corrado, back to pass, under pressure, steps up, runs into his own man, and down he goes. He had someone out of the backfield there. I couldn't see a number, but Freddie did not see him as he was under duress.
No, actually, the protection wasn't that bad that time. He had some time to throw, just couldn't find anybody open. It's going to bring up another 3rd down and long for Hazleton, and they're going to get a timeout.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Cougars from their own 21.
Around the Wyoming Valley Conference tonight, and Cougar opponents, some notable games. Nazareth is at Bethlehem Freedom. Williamsport is at Shikellamy. West Scranton and Scranton played already. Scranton won that game 51-7.
Wow.
Valley West is at Pittston, next week's opponent for the Cougars. Dallas at Wilkes-Barre in a big game. Valley View at Abington Heights in another one. And the Comets of Crestwood are at Western.
Boy, Dallas is
Wayne
another school that plays a monster schedule.
Yeah, don't let their record fool you. They're off to, for them, not a very good start record-wise.
They opened up with Jersey Shore. I think they played Valley View the next game, I believe.
They've played some heavy hitters, for sure.
And we'll see them later in the year.
We will,
coming
right
in
here.
Yep. Home game here for the Mountaineers.
Next to last, I believe, is they'll
Yep.
finish up with Abington Heights.
Hazleton's going to spread the field again now, 4 wide, as Heck will stand in the backfield. 3rd down and 9.
Cougars or Berwick looks like they're going to be in man-free coverage or some type of quarters. Now they sink back to a too-high safety look.
Yep. Safety sneaking up here. Corrado now backs out. Corrado deep back. Sets up the screen for Heck. Heck has room. Across the 30, 35, 40. Down the sidelines. Across midfield. And Xavier Heck. That was set up perfect with a big play across midfield. And I don't see any flags.
That was an excellent call by Coach Sacco. Invited the Dogs to come in. And they pressured
They came
well.
in barking, I'll tell you that. And that's one of those plays you can look at. If he hits it, you know it's going to be a big gainer.
1st and 10. Hazleton
Once again,
area.
4 wide for Hazleton. Trips to the top of your screen.
7.
Heck stays in at tailback. From the pistol, Corrado. Handoff. Heck again. Bounces his way, tiptoes his way, and vaults ahead for about another 5 yards, Coach. They're running the ball well.
And they are.
Going with a little bigger package here now as West checks in and Johnson.
Gain of 5 on the play.
2nd down and 5 for the
2nd and
Cougars.
5, Cougars.
Trailing
From the Berwick
7-6 here.
23.
8:54 to go in the half. Backs in an I formation. And a handoff to Heck. Again, not much there this time, maybe a yard or 2.
A straight isolation play out of a pro I formation.
Corrado's 5 of 5 for 87 yards and a touchdown.
No gain on the play. That'll make it 3rd and 5, Cougars from the Berwick 43.
So a big 3rd down here for the Cougars. We'll call it 5. Ball at the 43-yard line, 8:19 to go, clock moving. Corrado from the shotgun, and he's rolling to his right. Still rolling, stops on a dime, now comes back to his left, throws, and he had Cologne open, but he got hit here by number 26 hard.
And they roll Freddie out to Hazleton's right.
That was Skylar Neville on the tackle,
That'll
coach.
bring up a 4th
Big hit.
and 5 for
Yep.
the Cougars from the Berwick 43.
Hazen looks like they're going to go for this. You surprised?
Somewhat.
4th and 5. Hazelton's going to go 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Heck is your single setback. Corrado, back to pass. Looks, throws. Pass is dropped by Bacon there down at the 36-yard line, and it's going to be a turnover and downs.
It is incomplete.
He was
Cougars
short.
turnover on downs.
Even with if he would have caught that, Berwick defensed it well, and I don't believe he would have gotten the first down. But Berwick's going to take over with good field position here. 7:58 left to go. So, 6-1.5 dozen of the other, Paul, whether you go for it or punt, etc. So, big thing here is to keep Berwick out of the end zone.
Yeah, got to play defense. So Berwick will take over at the 43-yard line. Big fullback checks into the game, number 99. They're going with some big boys in the backfield. Big hole, Wilkerson. And it is a foot race, and they're not going to catch him.
57 yards.
57 yards for the touchdown. And
Right off tackle.
Everett Snyder cleared that hole, and once again, his both touchdown runs, coach, were basically untouched, and he is quick. He said he's a track star.
Yeah, for a big back, once he gets going north and south, you're not going to catch him. So you see why he's had the season he's had and why he's being recruited the way he is.
Yoston out of the hold of Ashton Smith. Snap is down, kick is up, and kick is right down the middle. So we have a timeout on the field. Berwick 14, Hazleton area 6, 7:48 to go in the half. We'll be back to Harmon Geist.
Back deep for Hazleton area, number 5, Logan Gennaro. And number 6, Jose Lopez. Caleb Yost to kick off for the Bulldogs.
All right, welcome back here to Hazleton area. Wilkerson, 8 carries, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns, coach.
He's having himself a ball game. We're not even at half yet. Big drive coming up for the Cougars here. Obviously, you're going to need, they would like them to score, but just to get 2 or 3 first downs here would be a good thing. Squib kick, it may go out of bounds, and it does.
And that's going to be a break for Hazleton.
Took a while to do it. Took the Vasco da Gama route, but it got there.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicker. Hazleton and Lexington take the ball on the 35-yard line.
So Hazleton will get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Cougars start 1st and 10 from their own 35.
And Hazleton's moved the ball. Let's not kid ourselves here. They moved the ball. Very important drive, though, here, Coach.
Absolutely.
Hazleton's going to come out 3 receivers set. West in motion to tight end. Corrado from the shotgun, handoff to Heck again, gets to the outside, now cuts back. Across the 40, up to about the 44, 9 yards on first down for Xavier Heck.
It's going to come back, though. We may have a hold.
Boy, hold way at the end of the play. Oh, and that is going to take away a 9-yard run. It is going to be 2nd and 20.
That penalty will make it 1st and 20 from the Hazleton area 25.
3 receivers set. Corrado from the gun, back to pass. Corrado steps up, throws, down the sidelines, has a man down there, it's Lopez. He's caught it at the 30-yard line. And a big play, Corrado to Lopez.
Pass complete to Lopez.
For about 42 yards.
Stopped there by Brady Cleaver.
Those two have been close for weeks now. We saw them miss 3 times at Williamsport when he was behind everybody and they just couldn't connect, but that was a beautiful pass and a beautiful catch.
Yep. Down to the 28-yard line, 6:52 to go, clock moving. Trips now to the top of your screen. 1st and 10, Cougars ball at the Dogs' 28-yard line. Corrado from the pistol, and here's a handoff to Heck. Heck bouncing inside, and he is down to about the 19-yard line.
A nice scheme by the Cougars as they set trips to the top of the screen and then ran a little bit of a delay counter trap back down towards the one receiver side. Heck was able to get 8 yards on the carry.
They're going to mark him back to the 21. 2nd down and 2. Same formation again. Corrado from the gun, screen pass, Heck out of the backfield. Berwick is there, and down he goes, and back to the 29-yard line, and the Dogs were there from the beginning, Coach.
Well, that's the pass they scored on last week to start the shenanigans against West Scranton. We've seen them throw it every week. Berwick had it well scouted. It's just a simple swing pass, but they were laying on it. They literally ran to the flat. They were right there with Xavier right when he caught it. Good job by Berwick.
So a loss of 6. It's going to be back to 3rd down and 8 now.
And if you're offensive coordinator here for the Cougars, you're thinking you've got 2 downs to make the 8 yards.
4 wide for Hazleton. Bacon in motion. Corrado back to pass, under pressure. He is running, throws, and just throws it away. And it's 4th down.
Berwick brought it pressure from their inside linebacker spot. No one picked him up. I think it was maybe Galusha or Sims. Either one of them came free. One of them came free and harassed Freddie to the point where he just had to get it out and throw it out of bounds. So 2nd series in a row, the Cougars are faced with the 4th down.
It's going to be 4th and 8. Three receivers to the top, 1 at the bottom. Corrado back to pass again, deep drop again, and that one is picked off. No, it's dropped. They were trying to get that screen pass to Heck, but this time the linebacker was right there.
Well, Skylar Neville read that, as you would say, like
a comic book.
And almost picked it off. Then it almost got re-picked off again, so it was almost a double pick-off. But it was inconsequential as they're going to turn the ball over again to Berwick, and last time they did that, it was a 1-play drive for Mr. Wilkerson.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, though, if Heck does get that ball, I think Berwick is right there anyway. I don't think that was going anywhere this time.
Yeah, they were waiting on it. Fool me once, not twice. Berwick unbalanced into their right side.
Handoff Wilkerson, steps back and goes right up the middle for about 5 yards. 6'2", 205 senior. Came into the game, Coach, with 592 yards, and he's over 100 already. He said he's chasing his 4th 200-yard game, correct?
He's looking for his third
His
consecutive 200-yard game.
Well, he's more than halfway there.
2nd and 6.
I formation now. Big fullback Snyder checking into the ball game. And he is a monster in the backfield. And there it is. There's that big block, and Wilkerson into the secondary again. Lopez has an angle on him and saves the touchdown.
Same play. They're just using Wilkerson or Everett as the fullback to kick out the end man on the line of scrimmage, and Wilkerson's reading it twice, both to the same side. They ran it both to the left side of their formation behind Leonard and Geiger, 270 and 265. Hazleton, lucky that wasn't in the end zone.
No, and we don't have replay here, but if we did, Coach, Everett Snyder just laid the smackdown, as The Rock says.
Well, he's 5'11", 220 coming at you.
And he's just like a battering ram. He is just battering his way, and Cougar tacklers are just hanging on for life on Wilkerson, just trying to slow him down.
Yeah, same play as just power football. And that's what, to be honest, they've had their most success running out of the I formation tonight.
Yeah.
Just
second down and 2.
Basic power football.
From the Cougar 10.
Hazel needs a big stop here. And now
Berwick's
DeLucia
unbalanced
checking
again.
into the ball game here. That was him on the last carry. And he'll get it again. Up the middle he goes, spinning his way. Good defense by Hazleton. Tackled by Jackson Johnson on the play.
Again, if you're not going to adjust your line defensively, you've got to make some adjustments with your linebacker core or secondary. That Berwick, again, was in an unbalanced front, this time towards their bench.
Excuse me, that was Heck on the tackle. He came up from the safety position. So first down and goal.
Bulldogs from the 7.
High formation again, everybody in tight. Handoff. Again, Lucia slips. And back to the 10-yard line.
DeLucia didn't have very far to go as Marcus West was waiting for him.
Loss of 3 on the play.
He slipped down,
Lost
lost some yardage, 2nd and goal.
3:14 to go, 3:13, clock moving.
Berwick in no hurry, nor should they
No.
be.
And they will receive the second half kickoff also. Second down and 10 goal here. Ball at the 10-yard line. Pitch to Wilkerson running to the right side. And he just burrows his way down to about the 5.
Wilkerson on the carry.
He was stopped in the backfield by number 2. That was Jason Zamudio.
Yeah, stopped on a dime and cut it back.
And still gained 5 yards on the play. So third down and 5.
Big down.
Yeah, big down for the Cougar defense.
And you got a choice here if you're C.J. Curry. You've got to find field goal kicker. You get it into the middle of the field. If you don't score and kick the field goal, to go up 17-6. Be interesting to see what he does here.
Yeah, they're on a real bad angle here on the far hash.
If you have any thoughts of kicking, you're going to go left here.
Yep, and they do. Over to Wilkerson. Wilkerson dives his way down to about the 2-yard line, maybe the 3.
Wilkerson on the carry.
And it's going to be 4th down, Coach. I think he's going for it there.
I know what I'm doing.
Number 5's touching the ball for me.
He's touching the ball, or Cleaver's going to touch it on a bootleg, some type of keep off of a play action. But I'm going 2 tight ends, and you better believe Everett's going to be in the backfield in the fullback. Big down here in the game.
Yep, 1:31 to go in the half. 14-6. Crowd getting behind the Cougars. One receiver to the top of your screen, and we're going to have a timeout here as Hazelton's going to call a time. Good timeout.
Yep.
And we'll take our final timeout and a half here. 1:19 to go. Berwick knocking at the door, leading 14-6.
I didn't think that would.
All right, welcome back here to Hazleton area. Harmon Guy Stadium, 4th down and goal. Ball is on the 2-yard line. And handoff to Wilkerson, and he is into the end zone for the hat trick, Coach. That is his 3rd touchdown of the first half. And he just fell into the end zone from 2 yards out, and Berwick now leads 20-6, point after pending. And Hazleton got 1:15 and 1 timeout left when they get the ball back.
Caleb used to attempt the point after.
Out of the hold of Ashton Smith is Yost. Snap is down, kick is up, kick is good. So we got a timeout on the field, 21-6. Berwick leads. We'll be back with the kickoff here at Harmon Guy Stadium.
Back deep for Hazleton area, number 5.
Welcome back here to Hazleton area. Paul Bowe to Coach Rich Salonis here on the Hazleton area YouTube channel here. Berwick, 8 plays, 75 yards. Wilkerson, his 3rd touchdown, 5 carries on the drive, 65 yards on the half, 13 carries, $180, and 3 touchdowns for Ty Wilkerson, the senior star running back here for Berwick, chasing another 200-yard game. But for Hazleton, we got 1:15 to go here in the half. 1 timeout. We'll see if they can muster anything. And don't forget Berwick. Berwick will get the second half kickoff. And that is fielded. That is Bacon. And he is hemmed in right at the 25. Not much there going on.
Logan Gennaro on the return.
Well, Coach, 1:06 to go. 1 timeout. You're down 15 points. You played decent the first half. On offense, defensively, it's just been really hemmed in.
You want to get out of the half here without a turnover. That's the big thing. The game's not out of hand by any stretch of the imagination.
Corrado back to pass throws. Pass is caught by, I think that is Lopez, number 6.
Tight coverage by the Dogs. He got out of bounds to stop the clock. Very short gain.
And Hazleton will use their last timeout.
I don't know what they called it for. It looked like an official's timeout to start. They're discussing something. One of those mysteries of the world.
They're saying to adjust the game clock.
No.
To 59 seconds. There we go. 2nd down and 8. That's on Chubb. Corrado back to pass. Steps up under pressure. And down he goes again.
J.J. Leonard, senior defensive tackle on the sack. And
through the Bulldogs.
Freddie has not been provided with much protection tonight against his Berwick front.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 11 for the Cougars from their own 25.
I'm surprised Berwick's not calling a timeout.
Yeah, me
make
too.
Hazleton run, possibly go block a punt. Really surprised.
They have all 3 left. 3rd down and 11 here. 21 seconds to go. Clock moving. Hazleton 3 wide, backs in an I formation. And Corrado back to pass. Looks like a broken play. Flags fly. Corrado is hit right at the stripe there. And there's going to be a hold on the play, it looks like. It's going to be...
Knocked out of bounds by number 9, Gabe Decker. Flag on the play.
It is a hold, Paul.
Yep.
Interesting that they would snap that and then throw it and potentially stop the clock and allow Berwick to rush the punt, but...
I would decline this.
It is. They did.
So it's going to be 4th down, right? Now they have to kick
now
it away.
They do have to kick.
9 seconds, so Berwick's going to at least get 1 play.
Yeah, and if I'm Berwick, I don't have anybody back deep. I rush all 11.
They're going to have Cleaver back deep, and we said that 4.5 speed. And not sure who else is back deep. He's on an angle here. Number 2, that is Galusha.
Are you surprised they're not going for a full-out block here?
Nice kick, fielded by Cleaver off the bounce, drops it, picks it back up, tries to get to the corner, and there's a flag there. That one's coming back.
Yeah, you're going to get a block in the back by Caleb May
and
right
the half's,
in front of the
the half's
official.
going to end here. Fans yelling here. They did throw a flag. I'm not sure what they're yelling
Maybe
at.
the fan missed the fact that the official didn't miss it the second time they said it.
All right, we are at the half here. It is 21-6. Berwick leads. Don't go anywhere. We'll have some stats coming up, but at first we're going to take a little bit of a break, and they're going to mark this off here. Well, let's see. Maybe it's not. What are we talking to the Berwick bench? They have to run another play, don't they?
I believe so. I'm hesitant to give any kind of commentary anymore because, quite frankly, I don't know what they're discussing.
Oh, they called roughing the kicker and an illegal block in the back, so they got to replay it.
Yes,
one on time down.
One on time down. And again, Berwick's out there saying, don't touch it. For the life of me, why don't you just send everybody after the punt?
Well, they might now.
No, they still got 2 deep people and a couple people. I don't know.
Well, it's 1 down anyway, so you don't even have to punt the ball here. Doesn't matter. It's untimed. They could run a play, correct?
They could.
Fans are saying to take a knee here.
I mean, that's what I would do. I wouldn't even. But I am just shocked at the clock handling by Berwick at the end of the half by not using their timeouts, number 1, and number 2, not going after.
Well, they did. They roughed the punter, but they did have 2 people back.
But
you're saying put everybody on the line. No.
They were able to get pressure with that many. What would have 3 more kids done?
Yeah. I wouldn't even kick this. I would take a knee right here.
Oh.
That one's coming in the crowd.
It is, and if Freddie's not 6'5", it's over his head.
Yeah. So interesting end of the half.
Yep. We do have some scores.
Oh, Caitlin's showing you the Cowboys shirt.
I didn't see her. Where's
she was just walking down there. So we are at the half. We going to come back with some scores, or do you want to take a break?
Yeah, Dallas is up on Wilkes-Barre, 21-7. I just got that one with all the tweets coming in.
All right, well, let's take a break. We'll get a little catch our breath, and we'll be back.
evening. Would you please help me welcome to the field the Berwick Area High School Marching Band. Under the direction of Anthony McDonald, the band is led onto the field by drum majors Quinn Kishpaw and Alex Levan. Staff for the 2025 season include Director Anthony McDonald, Assistant Director Noel Humphreys, Battery Instructors Alex Beadle and Patrick Smith, Front Ensemble Instructor Andrew Fall, Color Guard Instructor Cassidy Feudale, Woodwind Techs Molly Rodino and Cadence Ziegler, Brass Tech Liam Welsh, and Audio Visual Coordinator Ryan Lamro. The 2025 Berwick Area High School Marching Band is proud to present Whispers from the Web. Music selections include The Itsy Bitsy Spider, Aha by Imogen Heap, Uninvited by Alanis Morissette, Winds written by Ryan Lamoureux, Percussion written by Aaron Gray, with drill design by Anthony McDonald. Our soloist this evening is Amelia Zlovic on trumpet. Rangers, is your band ready?
Oh, you did not go to the circus this year for school. They're talking about school.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We are at the half.
We are.
And it is 21-6. The Bulldogs lead. We got some scores from around the area. Then we'll go through some halftime stats as soon as I find them. Christian Smith doing a good job on stats as usual for us. He is our stat man. I couldn't find him. I went upstairs. Coach thought he was up in the crow's nest, but he told me he's out in the bleachers tonight. It's a packed house here tonight again. So I will turn it over to you, Coach, for some scores throughout the District 2, District 4 area.
Yeah, we've got a scattered bunch from all over the place. Southern Columbia 22, Mount Carmel area 16, Milton 14, South Williamsport nothing. Shikellamy and Williamsport tied at 14 in a real big one. Jersey Shore 21, Shamokin 7, 2 undefeated teams. Mifflinburg undefeated 35, Montoursville 0. Dallas 21, Wilkes-Barre 7.
What's
somewhat of an upset there. Del Val 24, Scranton Prep 7, Pittston 27, Wyoming Valley West 13. That was 20-13 at one point, close. And now Shikellamy has gone ahead of the Millionaires, 21-14. Lakeland 14, Wyoming area 7. Lackawanna Trail leading Dunmore, 21-14. Hanover 7, Old Forge 0. And in a snot knocker in the Lehigh Valley, Nazareth
shootout
35, Freedom 21, Abington Heights 21, Valley View nothing.
Battle of the Trojan Horse, I see, is 17-16. Troy and Athens.
Yep. So there you have it. Courtesy, we want to thank a friend of mine,
Moles,
Chris Molina, who I taught with and coached with, and
he coached at Loyalsock, correct?
At Montoursville for a bit, but he
we used to talk to him on the field.
Yep, he coached with me for a long time at South
He was a real nice guy.
Excellent guy, fun guy. Appreciate all his help with helping us with the scores. So, Paul, any thoughts on this first half?
Well, I'm going to go through the stats first, and then we will give our thoughts here. For Hazleton area, Corrado 8 of 12, 130 yards. Heck, 10 carries, 49 yards, 3 receptions, 36 yards. Gennaro 2 for 39. Cologne has 1 for 6, and Lopez 2 for 49. For Berwick, Wilkerson has 180 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. And for May, 1 carry, 26 yards. And Galusha has 5 carries for 9 yards. I apologize. I'm being tapped on the window by Chubby here. Let me see what this guy wants, Coach.
All right. It's constant. It's all night.
Anyway, Coach, let's talk about the first half.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
These guys up here, what a comedy show, huh?
One of the things we talked about was eliminating big explosive plays, which unfortunately the Cougars were not able to do in that first half. Wilkerson put on a show with 3 touchdowns, as we knew he would be a handle and a lot to handle, So, Hazleton's going to have to get a stop here to start the third quarter. You got a half of football left. You're only down by 2 touchdowns. So
it seems like more. It really does. And for the Hazleton offense, they've played well in spots. I mean, for the most part, they moved the ball, which I'm very surprised how easily they passed the ball on Berwick. Defensively, I mean, Wilkerson's just been a man among boys. I mean, he's been untouched many times. He is not only big, he is fast. But they're going to have to get not 1 man on him, but 2 men on him.
And also, we also need to give some props and a shout-out to Everett Snyder, his lead back.
Wow.
That's led him through a hole 2 or 3 times, and that offensive line, which has done another admirable job with the Bulldogs' rush game here.
Yeah, so we have about 1 minute and 50 seconds to go here before the second half starts. What do you say we take a break, Coach? We'll be back with the kickoff and the third quarter.
Hanover 23, Old Forge nothing. At the half, Holy Redeemer 19, Susquehanna 6. And at the half, Wyoming area 22, Lakeland 14. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big Cougar kudos to Sacco Chiropractic for the donation of 200 student tickets for tonight's game. How about a big round of applause? Gianni Terce kicking off for the Cougars.
All right, here we go. Here, Terce lays into one here. And it is bobbled and dropped onto turf, but picked up by May. Across the 20, 25, cuts back across the 30, 35, into the open field. And a great return up to about the 47-yard line goes number 22, Caleb May, the senior.
A great way for the Bulldogs to start off this third quarter.
You know, a lot of talk came into this game. They're saying Berwick was 3-0, and they really, you know, their competition might not have been up to, you know, the competition that Hazleton was playing. But I'll tell you what, they're just as good as advertised, in my opinion.
A very, very well-coached football team. Physical, rush the ball, run right at you. Exactly what you'd expect from a classic Berwick team.
Coming out again like that. Offside, I think Wilkerson to the outside, and he is backtracked to about the 35, now to 40, now down the sidelines he goes, and made a negative into a positive, and he gained about 5 yards, running about 40.
Hazleton had him for about a 6-yard loss. He reversed his field and ended up getting the corner, gaining 5 yards.
So just underway here in the third quarter. Berwick up 21-6. Ty Wilkerson, 3 touchdowns, 184 yards. Now straight I formation, handoff Wilkerson up the middle, and he bounces to the outside, and he is tackled by Xavier Heck after a gain of about 4. He's going to set up a 3rd and 3. Ball at the Cougars' 46-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Xavier.
Paul, we've seen one pass tonight by Berwick, and that was the first play of the game that they even didn't get off because there was a penalty. 2 passes.
They threw 2. And here is a direct snap to Wilkerson, picking and choosing his way, spinning his way for a first down inside the 40. And that they were a wildcat formation there.
The second, third, and fourth effort by the seniors, having a splendid evening at Harmon Geist, one he won't forget.
Yeah, he's closing in on 200 fast.
1st and 10 Bulldogs from the Cougar 40.
Don't be surprised if C.J. Curry doesn't put the ball up again.
High formation again, handoff Wilkerson again, picking and choosing his way, twisting, turning, and
Wilkerson on the carry,
burrowing his way now inside the 38, 37-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. Even when he stopped, he still falls forward for a couple positive yards.
And again, give credit to that offensive line. We've said it 3 or 4 times, and I suppose we're going to say it 3 or 4 more times, but they really are good.
Yes, they are. They're big.
For the Bulldogs from the Cougar 37.
We'll call it second down and 7.
Berwick unbalanced again to the top of your screen.
And they're probably going to run that way. Hope they're going to go the other way, and flags fly, and Wilkerson is down close to the 30. Close to another first down, but I think it's going to be a hold.
I think it's coming back. Paul Bowe with your eagle eye.
So Berwick's going to be in a rare situation behind the sticks.
Question is, nope. Paul says no, they will not throw.
Sound effects here.
Indeed.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 17 for the Bulldogs.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back to Harmongeist. 9:11 to go here in the third quarter, 21-6, Dogs. We are back here. The ball is going to be second down and 17 now. Coach, I still think they're running the ball.
We'll see.
Cleaver from the shotgun. And he is going to call his own number. And he is going to go down to about the 36-yard line. So a very, very positive play here. On second and 17, it'll be third down and we'll say about 6 now.
Easily two-down territory if you're Berwick here. With this lead, you can use the 2 downs to get the 6 yards. But you can see how fast he is when he takes off with the football. Very hard to catch. He's only going to get better. He's a freshman. People are going to be, the conference is going to be looking at him for 3 more years.
Yeah.
Make some noise.
Third down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Once again, I formation and play action. Cleaver looking deep down the sidelines and almost intercepted. And that ball was underthrown. Heller on the coverage. Or excuse me, not Heller.
He's got his hands on his hips, shaking his head. He knows he didn't like that.
That was Lopez back there.
Yeah, it could have been picked off, but if you're Berwick here, you still have 1 down to get the yardage. I'm really surprised they chose to go deep there.
I am too.
Not so much that they threw it. Maybe something more high percentage because you only need 6 yards, but shows me they've got a lot of confidence in their rush game.
Yeah, and I mean, Lopez was right with him, step for step. So here we go, 4th down and 6. 3 wideouts and the flag flies. We're going to have a false start here on Berwick. They'll delay a game. So they're going to punt it away now. Try to pin Hazleton back deep.
That's a smart move now to do that, but interesting decision to throw deep.
Yeah.
With 2 downs to make 6. Especially the way they've been controlling the line of scrimmage. But good for the Cougars.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a drive that they can get back in this ball game. They're only down 15 points.
Absolutely.
Back deep for the Cougars, number 5.
Oh, there's a fake punt. And the pass is caught by number 13. It's going to be a first down and more. And he is going to go for a touchdown off the fake punt, Alex Estrella. And that hurts, Coach.
Absolutely. Nobody covered him. There was nobody standing out there on him for quite a lot of space, to be honest. All right, Paul, so I got to ask you, who threw it?
I think it was Cleaver. I think he was one of the upbacks. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was. We will have to get clarification on that. We'll find out.
We'll put it for Cleaver in our log for now.
I will find out. You can call the extra point, and I'll be back.
Snap back. Yost blasted out of the atmosphere. And the Dogs have taken a 28-6 lead here in the third quarter. So anytime you get yourself in a situation there where it's a potential fake, you need to have coverage. The Cougars were having issues from the get-go to their bench side getting people lined up. No one covered the initial wide out to begin with, but then nobody walked out away on Berwick's sideline to cover the receiver. And that may not have been called. That may have just been the kids side adjusting, saying nobody was on them. So
yeah, I talked with with Chubby, and nobody seems to know who threw the pass.
Well, we'll give it from Cleaver then with the Yost kick at 8:07. And did you get the distance? That I did not get either.
That will go down, and the ball was on, I'm going to say 45 yards probably. Let me see. I got it from our stat guy here. Ashton Smith threw the pass.
Okay, backup quarterback.
41 yard. Christian asked me today if he was the quarterback. The senior, number 1, 41 yards to Estrella. And that was his second catch of the ball game. Here's a reverse. The Heck, and there goes Heck down the sidelines, turning on the Jets. And he's going to start near midfield. So, Coach, on that drive, 7 plays, 52 yards. Wilkerson had 4 more carries for 16 yards. Give him 196 unofficially. Cleaver 1 for 11. And Smith, the 41-yard touchdown pass to Estrella. And we are at 28-6 here.
Forced out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Cougars start.
So Berwick going to their bag of tricks. And Hazleton in a deep hole here with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. But you got to start with a drive here. So let's see. Corrado, they're coming out in a tight formation. Johnson now. Off balance to the right. Handoff to Heck. Up the middle he goes. Gain of about 6 on the play on a first down. Xavier Heck, he's been running the ball well again. It's just that they've had situations where they've had to throw the ball getting behind the sticks again.
Yeah, we had some long yardage situations, and he actually gained closer to 8 when it was all said and done.
Kept the legs churning.
On the play. 2nd and 2 Cougars.
So Heck now over almost 60 yards rushing. We'll call it 2nd down and 2. Ball at the Berwick 49. Unbalanced here to the left side, and Heck ran into his own man, and that's going to be a big loss on the play.
Everett Snyder was all over that from the get-go, from his defensive end spot tonight. He's had a wonderful night blocking as well as the fullback. 3rd down and 8 for Hazleton. And they're in no back, Paul. They've got trips up top and a wide slot down below.
Yeah, they're going 5 wide, so Freddie's going to have to get this out quick if Berwick decides to blitz. In motion is Gennaro. Now trips to the bottom of your screen. Corrado, 3-step drop. Steps, throws over the middle. High up for Gennaro and just overshot him. As he was open, that's the play he scored on in the middle of the field, and Freddie just overshot him there. He had him open.
Yeah, this time Berwick had a safety in the middle of the field that would have tackled him if he would have caught it. It would have been a first down, but he did overshoot him. Now the Cougars are going to have to punt this, and we've got a flag.
Freddie Corrado on to punt for the Cougars. Back deep for the Bulldogs, number 2.
12 men in the huddle.
Gavin Belusha, along with number 10.
Sideline. We just got the end of that, and it was over. So, luckily we can decipher signals. Berwick with their first sideline warning, and the game's not out of reach yet, Paul, but they have to make a stop here.
Yes, they do.
They can't give anything else up, not with 6:42 left in the third.
And down by 22 points, what happens is you're taking Heck out of the ball game. You can't run the ball. You're going to have to start throwing the ball. You know, and Freddie's having a decent game throwing the ball, but Hazleton has got to run the ball. That is their strong point with Heck the last couple of games. And stepping out of bounds is number 10.
Yeah. Cleaver.
That is Cleaver.
Cleaver on the return, steps out of bounds.
And this is what happens when you're able to rush the football successively. There's a multitude of things that come along with that. That's positive, and the big thing is you control the game. You control the game clock here. They can easily saw another 4 minutes off of this third quarter and send it into the fourth quarter up 3 scores. There's no need for them to throw the ball. The fake punt call was well done. I'm curious to see if that was called in the huddle or if that was a side adjust.
Cleaver from the gun here. In motion is May. Handoff Wilkerson up the middle, and he's gone again. He is going to go 69 yards for the touchdown, untouched again. Arms out is like a plane into the end zone.
Touchdown, 69 yards.
And he is well over 200 yards, Coach, on the ball game. Before that carry, he had 196. He's closing in on 300.
He is, and he may get it if they choose to keep him in the game.
34-6.
Caleb Hughes on to attempt the point after.
And that we've seen that play how many times, Coach? That is that famous play that you always call. What is it that you always call? They fake to the up first guy, Sally or whatever. Was that a version of that? It looked like it.
It was just
whatever you call it. I'm just going with your term.
You know what it was? It was successful.
Counter give.
I'm going to call it a counter give. I didn't want to say it, but I had to because we all need a little bit of levity here. But it was the true counter give. A one-play, 69-yard drive. Paul, the second time tonight Berwick's had a one-play drive.
Yeah, and Wilkerson is fast. I can tell you that. And it's 35-6 now here. You know, they ran May across, and it seemed like everybody frozen, and Wilkerson, I mean, the hole was huge again. Credit that offensive line. I mean, I know our obviously player of the game is Wilkerson so far, but I'll tell you what, the Berwick offensive line.
Right behind him, I think. We definitely, and Everett, we have to give him kudos as the fullback blocking as well. They put on a clinic here. I mean, we saw the white kid not get touched one play at Williamsport. This has been at least the third or fourth time tonight, and he's going distances. It's not like he's walking in from 2 yards out.
Unofficially, 18 carries, 265 yards, and 4 touchdowns for Ty Wilkerson.
So it'll be interesting, you know, do you play him anymore or not?
I give him a break this next series, at least. I mean, I wouldn't play him much more. I mean, there's no reason to. The game's well in hand. It's 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Flags fly, I believe, from the far sideline. And Heck is out to the 25. So now we're in the point where we talked about coaching the Nazareth game. There's no such thing as a 29-point play.
No, there isn't.
You've got to build it one play at a time, one drive at a time, one step at a time. You've got to crawl before you can walk. All the scenarios and cliches you want to throw out there, they're true. You know, build off that and build off the next play for Hazleton. Learning curve here. You know, this is a game that was, you know, the first drive of the game, Hazel looked very good. They hung in the game. But Wilkerson has just been too much here, and the defense is tired.
Yeah, they've ripped off 35 straight points, so.
Well, Larry Dell chimes in with his opinion there, but he's from Berwick, so we can't take his opinion. He says play him.
Xavier Heck on the carry.
Well,
I'm taking him out.
You know, you play him.
You don't want him to get hurt.
And then the young man breaks an ankle, and how do you explain that to him, his parents, or anybody else when you're leading 35-6 late in the third quarter? So,
Cougars from their own 26.
Second down and 8 for the Cougars. Ball at their own 26-yard line. 5:46 to go in the third quarter. That's been all Bulldogs. And Corrado back to pass. Under pressure. Going to roll out. Still rolling across his body and throws it right or left-handed.
That should be grounding. There was nobody near, and it didn't get past the line of scrimmage.
The flag's out.
Freddie's slow getting up. He's once again gotten hit a multitude of times tonight. Berwick simply is doing a great job containing the outside. They're not letting him get to the corner, and when he does, they've got the speed to catch him.
You know, and the backup quarterback today is probably going to be number 14, Jason Arroyo, who
Correct.
quarterbacks the JV team.
Yep, he was warming up as the backup in warm-up, so we would assume that's who it would be if...
That penalty is declined. Intentional grounding. Offense number 1. That's finished the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of down. Third down.
Freddie trying to make a case there, but
22 for the Cougars.
there was nobody near
13-yard line.
the errant pass. So Hazleton's best play tonight in this situation has been that middle screen once, but I don't know if you want to chance it here. Berwick's got a dime package on the field anticipating some type of pass.
It's 3rd and 22. So the loss it down, 4 wide, 3 wide for the Cougars. And Corrado straight dropped the pass. And he steps up. He's going to take off this time and duck out of dodge about the 20-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, nice job by Freddie getting some positive yards, but you got to take your hats off to Cleaver, who could have lambasted him on the sidelines but didn't. Did the smart thing, didn't even give the official any type of a chance for a flag there. Smart move by the freshman.
4th and 19.
4th and 19, Corrado in the punt. And 5:25 to go here in the third quarter.
Freddie Corrado on to punt for the Cougars.
High snap, and Freddie went up high for that one. And line drive kick takes a Hazleton roll and fielded by Galusha. And Bulldogs will start off in Hazleton area territory at the 46-yard line. So, Coach, get some scores when you get a chance here.
Sure thing, Paul.
A little chill in the air here now at Harmon Geist Stadium.
Beautiful. Most favorite time of the year.
It is nice. And there's going to be a penalty against Hazleton. That's going to be declined.
Riverside leading Lake Lehman 28-7. Pittston still 27-13 over Valley West.
And we will be at Valley West next week.
1st and 10, Bulldogs.
That's all that's coming up so far, Mr. Bowe.
All right, well, we're back to live action. Direct snap to Wilkerson. And he's going to go around the left side in a big hole. And he's down to the 20-yard line. And that is a gain of 25.
You put him back in the Wildcat formation again. And as you described correctly, direct snap to him, and nobody touched him for the first 10 yards or so.
I have him unofficially at 290 yards.
Wow. I'm just curious, and I have no idea. I'm just
another direct snap to Wilkerson again. And this time he is caught for a loss in the backfield, maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
And I'm just wondering if anybody knows what the rushing record for a single game here is at Harmon Geist.
Well over 300.
Okay.
Hazleton, a couple Hazleton backs had it. Josh Heck might have been one, Xavier's father. And
would Eachus have been one a while back?
Eachus could have been one. Eachus had a huge game. Not here, but I mean a
playoff game. I remember that.
There's another running back here, and his name eludes me. The 65-64 game. Might have been the game with Trayson Potts for Williamsport and the kid for Hazleton. Someone will type us who that kid was from Hazleton. I think it was Harmonotsky or Jason Harmon, something like that. I can't remember his name. The fullback with a carry.
Yeah, another counter give by the Bulldogs.
Yep.
The wing counter, and just justice to the fullback position for all his hard work tonight. C.J. Curry decides to give him a carry, and he almost scores, taking it down inside the 10 as the Dogs continue to pile drive the Cougar defense here into submission with 3:30 and counting in this third quarter. The Dogs up convincingly 35-6.
And they're at the doorstep again. Full house backfield. Hand up to Galusha. And he is in for the touchdown. Yes.
Gavin Galusha on the carry for a Bulldogs touchdown.
And another touchdown on the board from 9 yards out.
Caleb Yost on to attempt the point after.
Smith the hold. And the kick is up, and Yost puts it through. No, off to the right, wide right.
Is no good.
So 41 to 6 with 3:14 to go here in the third quarter from Harmon Guy Stadium. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Back deep for Hazleton area, number 5, Logan Gennaro, along with number 20, Xavier Heck. Caleb Yost kicking off for the Bulldogs.
Yost is going to tee it up for the Bulldogs. That drive, 4 plays, 51 yards. And Galusha took it in for the touchdown from 9 yards out. Unofficially, we have Wilkerson 20 carries, 293 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Here comes Gennaro, turns it up across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Logan Gennaro on the return. Stopped by Caleb May. First and 10 Cougars.
I believe the clock will continue to run here, Coach, correct?
Yes.
35
it should.
points.
The 35-point spread.
And we're going to have a timeout by Berwick.
I believe they may have had 12 men on the field. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You can play with 10. You can play with 11. You cannot play with 12.
Nope.
So a alert timeout by Berwick. Coach, next week we will be back on the road for 2 weeks. We'll be up in Wyoming Valley West in Kingston.
And then we go to the Den.
We will be covering the game for SportsWire. BP Burke back in the house producing, or BP Kurt, as he was called by one of the fans the other day, said he's been called worse. We'll be at Kingston, and SportsWire will cover the game. And next week we'll be in Wilkes-Barre, and we'll cover the game on SportsWire. So we have the Cougars. Week we'll be in Wilkes-Barre, and we'll cover the game on SportsWire. So we have the Cougars all year round. 5 home, 5 away. And right now we are back to action here. 2:48 to go in the third quarter. Hazleton down 41-6. And Corrado's going to hand the ball off.
Heck on the carry.
To Heck again, one more time.
He's wrapped up immediately. Skylar Neville.
Along with Brock Sims.
I know we were talking about getting Wilkerson out of the game. How long do we leave Heck in the game, Coach?
I don't know. That's Coach's call.
Gain of 1 on the play.
That's a tough question for me to answer.
The Cougars from their own 37.
Just because, every coach has a different philosophy on it.
Corrado back to pass. Here comes the blitz. He is flushed out, and down he goes again.
Yeah, Ashton Smith got him good. Freddie's down.
Well, he came down on his shoulder pretty hard. And you know what? That's Ashton Smith when you all the weight on top of somebody. And it wasn't anything intentional, but it's
no, not at all.
Part of the game. And
Freddie's in some pain for sure. Let's hope he's all right.
But I'm not even going to speculate here where he's holding his shoulder. Let's take a break here. Injury timeout on the field. 1:50 to go in the third. All right, welcome back. Freddie Corrado right into the black medical tent we have here, Lehigh Valley Health Network, holding his left shoulder. And Freddie's in a lot of pain, you can tell, Coach.
Yep, he is. Let's hope for the best for the young man. And as you said, the backup tonight, Jason Arroyo.
He'll be the backup for the next 2 games, and he'll probably have to start next week. And our trainers is Mike Bannon going in now to check out Freddie, and we'll see if we get any update on his condition, hopefully at the end of the quarter. And that is Terse to punt it away. What are you saying, Coach? Get away from it.
Yeah. They're magnets.
Yeah.
Well, Galusha lost sight of it for a second amongst the humanity. But luckily it didn't hit any other Berwick defender, and 48 seconds to go here before we get into the fourth
every
quarter.
time I see a play like that, whether it's pro football, college football, high school football, wherever it is, I think of you.
You do?
I do. Because I can see you pulling out your hair.
Absolute hair. This is why I don't have much. This is exactly it. This right here.
34 years have done you in.
Yep. Yes, they have.
But now you're up in the booth. I'm happy to have you up here.
Thanks. That's a 180. Last year you were giving me death threats and everything else, so thank you so much. I'm glad that I've gained some favor.
Yeah, nobody else was available, so.
That's what I've heard. My ubiquitous clandestine informants have filled me in. First available person, I'm out.
First available person. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 44. Handoff up the middle. And Berwick looks like they have their...
And they have not subbed much either, if any. That was Everett Snyder again.
And he's holding his hamstring.
He's got a cramp. Obligatory cramp for fullbacks. It has to happen. Trust me. I know. try and get some updated scores, but nothing wanted to update earlier.
Well, I got an update for you, Coach.
Okay.
Who has the longest run at Harmon Geist Stadium? 96 yards.
No, I would have no idea.
Well, we were talking to him. We had him up here as a guest for basketball. We saw him when we walked in the game today. I was talking to Coach Snee. Do you know?
I do not.
Now, well, you will when I say his name, Rick Morelli.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome.
Bring up a 2nd and 3.
Some Harmon Geist record sets here.
From the Cougars, 49.
And I've got to be honest with you now, Paul, for Berwick's end of things, I'm shocked that Cleaver's still in the game, his starting offensive line is in the game. Unless they don't have backups, I don't understand the thought process behind it. So, interesting.
Enough up the middle here.
Connor Roberts on the carry. No gain on the play.
That's going to take us to the end of the third quarter, Mr. Bowe.
That's the end of the third quarter. End of the third quarter.
At the end of the third quarter, your score, Berwick 41.
So the end of the third quarter, Coach, I'm getting texts flying in here left and right. I have some updates for you. Senior is listening to the game. Another new listener, Larry Dell Jr.'s dad. He's from Berwick. He has to be a better guy than Larry Dell Jr. He has to be. So Big L, the Big L Senior is listening to the game. Glad to have him on board. Rick Morelli, who I was just talking about, is listening to the game. And I got a message from John Natt. He said James Mungro also ran wild here at Harmon Geist Stadium, but he played in the NFL, so
Well,
that doesn't count.
It sure has to count.
So a lot of big games here at Harmon Geist.
Over the years, and that's awesome that people care enough that are listening. We certainly appreciate it to send in that information. So
Yeah, I remember one of the games here when I think I was a sophomore. It was a rainy game. It was 3-0. I think we beat Wyoming Valley West. Glenn Bobish kicked the field goal, winning field goal. And that was unheard of in the high school level back then, kicking field goals. They won 3-0.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are into the fourth quarter here. 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. And up the middle for a first down goes Smith, who threw the touchdown pass earlier. And someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Wyoming Valley West that game.
That's a Bulldog first down.
And out comes some of the, all of this starting 5 Bulldog linemen. And boy, they did a yeoman's job tonight, Paul Bowe. They were absolutely as advertised. Outstanding work by that Bulldog offensive line.
Has not come out of the tent yet, has he, Coach?
I do not believe so.
And that was number 6 into the ball game. That's Connor Roberts.
Connor Roberts on the carry.
Another senior.
Stopped there by Joel Vasquez.
Vasquez on the tackle. Yes, Grotto is out of the tent right here. Shoulder pads off.
Bulldogs.
Is that him there, Coach?
That's him. He's got shoulder wrapped up with an ice bag on it. And again, we want to hope for the best for any young man. You don't want to see any injuries for any team, for anybody at any time.
I mean, one good thing is he's out of the tent quick. That was pretty quick.
No sling.
No. Another good sign, so.
And again, if you're watching at home and wondering why the clock is still running, it is not anything that Chubby is doing wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a 35-point lead, and the clock will run.
That penalty will make it 2nd and 15 for the Bulldogs. from the
So
Cougars,
second down and
46.
15, 9:55 clock moving here. And a big hole for Smith into the secondary, and he is going to fall into the end zone for a touchdown from
Ashton
46
Smith
yards.
for a Bulldog
And
touchdown.
things are going from bad to worse here, Coach.
They are.
Now you just got to hope nobody else gets hurt here, and we get out of this game and start to put our focus towards Wyoming Valley West. You know, getting back to Corrado here, he's standing at about the 45-yard line in front of us here. Left shoulder heavily taped up, and an ice pack on it here. So, kick is up, and the kick is good. So it is Berwick 47, Hazleton 6.
Extra point is good. Your
And we'll
score,
take a
Berwick,
timeout
48,
here.
Hazleton area 6.
And we'll be back to Harmon Geist.
Back deep for Hazleton area, number 12. And Andrew Carlino, along with number 19, Damian Munoz.
All right, welcome back here.
Caleb Yost,
9:41 to
kicking
go.
off for the Bulldogs.
And Berwick kicking off again. Fielded at the 10, at the 15, across the 20. And that's where Hazleton will start over.
Fourth quarter score, Shikellamy 28, Williamsport 14. Dallas Wilkes-Barre tied 21-all in the fourth quarter. Do you want more?
Yeah, keep going.
Northwestern Lehigh up on Blue Mountain in a close one, 34-28. Jersey Shore now leads 28-21 only over Shamokin as the Indians have made a comeback. Dunmore and Lackawanna Trail all tied up at 28. State champion Troy 30, Athens 26 in the fourth quarter. That's a Donnybrook. Delaware Valley now losing to Scranton Prep in the fourth quarter, 35-31.
And Arroyo drops the snap, picks it up, and tackled immediately.
Shikellamy leading Williamsport, as I said, 28-14.
What do you got in Nazareth?
They were up, haven't been able to find anything for them yet. As Manville 43, Central Columbia 7. Abington Heights all over Valley View, 31-7 in the third quarter.
Handoff again to, this time to the right side. Nothing doing.
Pottsville over Bangor, 44-13. And that's what updates that we've been able to find here as we are midway through this fourth quarter almost.
15 for the Cougars from their own 15.
For whatever reason, Max Prep's not updating at all. They have been like this for the most part for a while, so.
Delaware Valley, I believe they're 0-4, aren't they? Or are they 1-3?
They might be 1-3, but they always play that ridiculously hard schedule.
And then in the end, there's a bobbled snap again, and the ball is on the turf, and Berwick has recovered.
They have recovered. I think it was number 4, Sawyer Keller, the senior who fell on that.
On the play recovered by the Cougars. Correction, fumble recovery by Berwick. First and 10 Bulldogs from the Cougar 15.
Liberal substitutions now in the game for the Cougars. I believe they've only got 9 players on the field.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, they do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're going to have to call timeout.
They are. There goes number 10.
And 11's on the sideline here, so. $7:10 to go in the ball game here, and we said Wyoming Valley West next week on SportsWire, and Wyoming Valley West was trailing Pittston 27-13.
And we'll be making my first appearance in that stadium since I saw Coach Curry.
The last time I was in that stadium.
Coaching at Valley West, by the way, sorry.
The last time I was in that stadium, Coach Cruz was actually setting up somebody didn't show up for Williamsport to set up the headsets and that, so Coach Cruz was up there himself for Williamsport setting up all the headsets before the game. I miss Coach Cruz. What a great guy. Santiago, around the end he goes.
He's brought down by Andrew Lugarino.
You think of all the coaches we've, and players we got to meet over the years, Coach, doing this so far, and I mean, so many quality people.
That's been over half of my life dedicated to this sport one way or another, either playing it or coaching it, and now getting the opportunity to broadcast it with you and the fine folks at Hazleton.
A lot of people come through. You get to see a lot of people. Pitch wide again. That is Santiago again. Cuts back. Wiggles his way inside the 5. Down to about the 4-yard line with 6 minutes to go.
Juju Santiago on the carry.
The Dogs threatening to put another one in.
JoJo, only a sophomore, 5'8", 155-pounder.
First and goal, Bulldogs from the Cougar 4.
DeMarcus Millen in a tackle for the Dogs, a 6'4", 285-pound sophomore.
Wow. This time Santiago's going nowhere. Surprised Cleaver's still in the ballgame, quarterback.
Yeah, that's a shocker to me. Jason Zamudio on the stop for the Cougars.
Like you said, anything could happen. You don't want to get an ankle stepped on, or
no, I don't understand it. I really don't. And again, I don't want to be critiquing other coaches and their philosophies.
And now Freddie is in a sling now, Coach.
But interesting to keep him in the game, even if you are just handing off. Like you said, stranger things have happened. Cleaver tosses to Santiago. He dances around, nowhere to go. A host of Cougar ball got to the ball in a hurry. I counted 5 scarlet jerseys.
Yeah, Danny Zola on the tackle there. Johan Smith was right there.
And we also have a false start penalty against Berwick, so see if they take the penalty or not. It'll be interesting at the end of the game from Christian stats to see what Berwick rolled up rushing-wise.
And off to the up back, Connor Roberts. He dives ahead. Setting up a 4th down. So Hazleton will get the ball back with 3:16 to go in the ball game.
1st and 10 Cougars.
We have a visitor, Mr. Bowe.
We do, all right. Hand off up the middle.
I should have given Christian an abacus tonight or maybe 2 calculators. I'm going to say 350 yards rushing for the Dogs as a team. I haven't looked over. Am I in the ballpark?
You're within 10 probably.
All right.
Just doing my Hazleton math
Bring up a
quick.
2nd and 11 for the Cougars.
3 passes?
Counting the fake punt, yeah?
Yeah. So it's been a lesson in physical football and offensive line play tonight by the undefeated Dogs. Christian for doing the stats for us. It helps tremendously. It adds to the broadcast so much for the listeners at home to
on the carry.
See what we're seeing, but also we can't see everything as well. And
I can't see anything, and I even have my glasses tonight and I can't see. I didn't even wear them. But I only get to use them to read because I can't see on the field.
Well, you put them on. Back. Get back. Back. So you have to break the women back here. As soon as he puts the glasses on, they just start showing up out of nowhere.
Yeah. I'm sure they do. Here's a pitch wide. Is that Lucarino again?
It is, yep.
And he has stood up.
Connor Roberts and company in. Cougars will have to punt, as by the time they snap this, we will be, or should be, under a minute.
Andrew Lucarino on the carry. Stopped by Santiago. That brings up a 4th down for the Cougars.
Kicked by Terse. And there's the magnet coach you talked about.
It is, bring it right back.
31 seconds to go in the ball game here.
Thinking most likely Berwick should take a knee here. Would you agree?
I would think.
But as you've said in the past, stranger things, right?
Berwick starts 1st and 10 from the Cougar 23-yard line.
So this exclamation point win for the Dogs tonight will snap Hazleton's 4-game win streak in the series and send the Dogs off to a 4-0 start.
They're tough.
Yeah,
they're going to be a tough out.
Well, anytime you can run the ball, it does a lot of positives, as we stated.
And there you go. They are going to take a knee. Cleaver down on one knee, and that's going to end the ball game.
So Hazleton with a very promising opening drive, and all downhill from there as the Dogs rattled off 41 unanswered points. En route to the 48 unanswered
48,
points. Excuse me.
I was just going to say,
Berwick 48, Hazleton area 6.
So Berwick will go to 4-0. Hazleton will drop to 1-3. And most, notable here in the game is Freddie Corrado late in the third quarter pulled down on his arm, and his arm in a sling now with a ice pack on it. It doesn't look good for the future the next couple weeks at a minimum for Freddie.
Well, again,
even if it's a sprain or...
Well, you don't know because the ice is precautionary, so you always want to hope for the best, but you could very easily be correct.
Right, you have a shoulder injury like that, you're probably not playing the next week at least. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back here to wrap it up. All right, we're back here at Harmon Geist Stadium. It's a final score, 48-6. Coach, the stats for the game for Hazleton. We'll go through the scoring summary after we get the stats here. For Hazleton, Corrado, 8 of 14, unofficially 130 yards. As we said, injured late in the game. Heck, 14 carries, 54 yards, 3 catches for 36 yards. Gennaro, 2 catches, 39 yards, and a touchdown. And Corrado had the touchdown passing. Cologne, 1 catch for 6 yards. And Lopez, 2 catches for 49 yards. For Berwick, 20 carries, 293 yards, and 4 touchdowns for Wilkerson. Galusha, 6 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. Smith had the fake punt touchdown for 41 yards. He also had 2 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. Estrella, 1 reception, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Snyder, 2 carries, 21 yards. Unofficially for Berwick, we had them for 386 yards rushing, Coach. That makes a long night for anybody.
Yeah, things got off to a great start off the bat for the Cougars. They went 5 plays of 60 yards. Corrado hit Gennaro on a 30-yard pass. Terce's kick was no good, but the Cougars led after 1 series, 6-0, and then that was it. Berwick touched the ball, took 9 plays. Wilkerson, the first of his numerous touchdowns on a 23-yard run. Yost's kick was good, and the Dogs led 7-6. In the second quarter, 7:48, a 1-play, 53-yard run by Tyler Wilkerson. Yost's kick made it Berwick 14, Hazleton 6. Later on, right before halftime with 1:19 left, the Dogs went on an 8-play, 75-yard drive, capped off by a Wilkerson 2-yard run. Yost's kick was good, and it made the score 21-6 at the half. Into the third quarter, Berwick again went on a 7-play, 52-yard drive, highlighted by Ashton Smith's backup quarterback throwing a 41-yard touchdown pass to Estrella on a fake punt. Yost's kick was good, and it was 28-6. Later on in that third quarter, with 6:23 left, another 1-play drive. Wilkerson went 69 yards on that run. Yost's kick was good, and it made the score Berwick 35, Hazleton 6. Again in the third quarter with 3:14 remaining, the Dogs capped off a 4-play, 51-yard drive. Gavin Galusha on a 9-yard run. Yost's kick was no good, and the score stood at 41-6. Berwick. And finally, with 9:41 remaining in the game, Ashton Smith, a 46-yard run up the middle. Yost's kick was good, and you have the final from Harmon Geist, Berwick 47, Hazleton 6.
All right, our player of the game, we're going to look no farther than running back number 5, Ty Wilkerson, 20 carries, 293 yards unofficially, 4 touchdowns. And also, Coach, I'm going to put in a prop for 1A, and I'm going to say,
please,
number 99 to fullback.
Thank you.
Clearing the way.
And that offensive line has to be mentioned, honorable mention at least.
Honorable mention, Everett Snyder, number 91, making holes that I mean, you could drive a truck through.
But thank you so much for those stats. And, they came in tonight. We talked about a bunch of things in the pregame about what the Cougars would have to do, and unfortunately they didn't do any of them.
No.
Other than that first drive. Big plays, 2 or 3 one-yard drives with Wilkerson on very long runs. He is as advertised, and as you said, when you can rush the football as effectively as Berwick can, or at least has been able to through 4 weeks, you've got a shot at going places.
Yeah, you're a tough out anytime. So, all right, well, we're going to wrap it up from here. I want to thank everybody here. Damien, our producer, Bobby Mahalik, the Hazen Area School District, everybody up in the booth here, Chubby, for keeping us legal here with the scoreboard, Brian McBride, Kevin, your Canada Public Address announcer, Freddie Barletta, the athletic director, always helping us out here too. Just everybody at Hazen Area, a big, huge thank you. Thank you for everybody watching. We had a huge audience tonight watching the game and chiming in here, texting, and just keeping everybody. Even from out of the area here, where they can keep track of the Cougars here. Some nights you're going to have it. You got a young team here, and there's learning curves, and we say it every game. This season it's been a season of learning. We're 1-3 here. Next week we will have the game, as we said, for SportsWire up at Wyoming Valley West in Kingston
Stadium, baby.
So you can listen to that game on the radio. But everything else, like I said, we'll be back here in 3 weeks. Who's coming into town here? What do we have? Dallas or Crestwood? I think Crestwood
on October 10th.
Yep, that'll be their next home game.
Then we're away at Pittston, and then we'll finish up with the Mountaineers and the Abington Heights Comets.
And we're going to have one of the 2 remaining JV games once we figure one out here, which we're going to do, and that's going to be probably towards the end of September. I think the next 2 weeks there'll be some JV games to pick from. So, signing off from Hazleton for my partner, the coach, Rich Salonis, Christian, our stat man, and everybody else involved with the broadcast. A final score, Berwick wins it 48-6. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week on the radio on sportswire.com. Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.